And St Kilda got away to an excellent first quarter, kicking 6 goals for to Melbourne, 4 goals straight.
St Kilda are looking the goods.
The ruck will be between Peter Moore and Alistair Ford. Honours pretty even at this stage. Peter Moore gets the tap down. Healy slips as he's about to kick it. Conditions here very awkward. High kick, and the mark taken down there by White. Sean White. Nice looking kick too, out towards the wing position.
Oh,
free
kick.
It
a mark?
Mark.
I think it was a mark, yeah, good mark.
Back towards the centre of the ground. Drives it in towards the half-forward line. That one will be a free kick, I would say, on that occasion, and the ball will go back to Stephen Stretch. He and Jeff Cunningham have had plenty to say to each other all the way through the game. Stretch is, well, I'd say he's 65 metres out. You'll see the white line, the 50-metre line. He gets halfway into the goal. There's a bit of pushing and shoving down there. McConville's in there. Cronin kicks it high. Barker underneath it. Will Barker take the mark? Punched away. Jarrett uses his weight well. Just the hip and shoulder. Nothing untowards there. A gasp from the St Kilda crowd. The umpire will bounce 35, or throw it up 35 metres out. Ford gets the ball down onto the ground. Here's a chance now for the Saints to clear. Frawley can't quite hold it, but recovers very well indeed. And the tap-on's excellent football. Diving on the ball then was Manning.
Mason's fighting for it. Oh, that's a bit high, that bump.
Well, very spirited game so far. There's a player on the ground. Oh, Robbie Mace. He's not looking too good whatsoever.
That's not the way to do it.
In fact, he is not looking very good at all. Silly play by, or silly action there by Greg Burns, who was dragged into his feet. In those sort of situations, you let the trainers come out.
Yeah.
Any young footballers who are watching that, don't do it.
St Kilda's kick up to the half-forward line. Looking for Burns again. On the ground, Barker's got it. He's gone long to the goal square. Lockett. Plenty of play on.
Oh, it's Grant with the ball. He's kicked 2 goals. They're all over him. And back in the centre of the ground, Robert Mace, I would say, doesn't know where he is. His knees have buckled.
Melbourne are clearing the ball now. Along the wing, a long kick. Batterston's there. Elphingston's behind and punches clear out of bounds.
Geez, he's a tough boy, that Robert Mace. You can see him in the bottom right-hand corner of your picture. And he's back in things, and I reckon he'd be seeing a few stars that the astronomers haven't named yet. Ball towards the boundary line. The umpire's pulled out a free kick there. Wait and pick up the player. Too far away from me, for me. In towards centre half forward.
High kick. Burns reads it well off the pack. Over to Elphingston. Back to Burns. They fumble. It's on the ground again. Elphingston's still in there fighting for it. Kicks it off the ground towards the boundary line. Gotch's there, and it'll go over the boundary line for a throw in.
I was impressed with Gotch's first quarter. Yes, was in everything.
Did very well.
Kick 1 goal 2.
Forward against Lyon. Melbourne have got it. Is that Batterston?
It is indeed.
On the left foot, a poor kick. There's Richards. But off the ground by McConville. Good play. Again off the ground.
Barker coming into the game a bit more. It's White with the ball, however, who bursts through the centre. He's kicking it out wide. Lyons underneath it. Takes the mark. Plays on straight away. Kicks no one in particular. Collins. Oh, traffic jam there. It's Cronin gets the ball back to Ford. Ford has the ball taken away from him as he tries to kick. Melbourne looking a lot more desperate in this quarter. Collins again with a hand pass, looking for Yates of Melbourne almost. Peter Moore gets the tap on. Good play. The handball, not a particularly good one. That's
a bit high.
A high tackle. It is indeed. Free kick to Melbourne, and Brett Bailey with the ball. Centre of the ground. 15-metre penalty. Handy. The Melbourne forward line looking very, very congested indeed. Bailey will go long. As long as you can on a day like today. Richards uses his
McConville
weight.
At the back.
McConville's caught the ball, and the umpire not only gives the free kick, but the penalty. And McConville plays on. He's looking for Barker. Excellent mark by Trevor Barker. Had no one to ride that time, just went straight up in the air. And the St Kilda captain is off like a rocket. Looks for Cronin. Pulls down the one-hander. Juggles it on his left foot, straight down towards centre half forward. And looking for Narkle, his West Australian teammate. We'll have a bounce. Right there in the mud. They've done a pretty good job considering the amount of rain they've had. Pretty hard growing the grass on this ground. It's Ford who gets the tap.
Frawley, he's got it. Tries to shrug one clear, gets his boot away, but it'll be a free kick.
Has his throat ripped out on that occasion. The umpire decides there will be a free kick, and Danny Frawley gets the hand pass straight across to Narkle. Narkle plays on straight away, goes wide. The one-handers. Grinter, who was in that boxing match before. Looking for O'Sullivan. Barker, a great mark, a screamer. Plays on straight away. Nixon up towards the goal square. Here's a chance for Cronin. Can he get his boot to the ball? The hand pass is on. Kick from Lockett. Mark there. Ooh. And a good mark taken by Wright, who's playing a very good game in defence for Melbourne so far today. There's been plenty of pressure on.
He's gone long. Mace is in front. Can't take the mark. Barker's there, still fighting for it. He gets it out, but it'll be a throw up. Ball up. Right on the 50-metre line.
And Woody, can you believe it? The sky is becoming a little bluer. The sun's come out. And those rain clouds have gone away.
For the moment. Moore gets a big knock out to the boundary line.
So Sullivan, is it? No, it isn't. It's Grinter who gets the tap on. Grinter again. Dogged play. Yes, push in the back. It'll be a St Kilda free kick. Cronin at the bottom of things. Playing a good game too, Phil Cronin. Right in front of the St Kilda grandstand. Natural left footer, and it's a nice looking kick too. It'll find Peter Moore, however. Ducked his head on that occasion, didn't watch the ball, and it went straight through to the keeper. Cronin again underneath it and takes the mark.
Good mark.
St Kilda doing the little things that count so much, and the scoreboard reflects it. 16 points. Moore up over the top. Goes for the punch. Yes, the umpire says that is the incorrect way to do it. And the free kick taken by Grinter. Goes wide, looking for Bailey out there on the wing position.
He's well clear, but Cunningham's picking up pretty quickly. Gets around Cunningham. Handballs. Is that Cole?
Is indeed.
Cole will go long to centre half forward for Melbourne. Batterston's the only one there, and he gets pushed aside. It's a bit of a scrimmage there, and it'll be a ball up.
Umpire Peter Cameron with the ball.
Right on the 50-metre line. Richards goes up with Ford. It's back to Melbourne. It's a quick kick down the forward line. Batterston's racing for the ball, but it'll beat them all over through the points for 1 point to Melbourne. St Kilda 6 goals 4 to Melbourne 4 goals 1. Gone for the pass. St Kilda at Elphingston on the 50-metre line. He plays on the left foot. Good long kick, a good kick. St Kilda have got it again. Long kick to centre forward, and Frawley's got the mark. Will they score from here? He's gone for goal. Grant, one-hander. What a great grab. What a great passage of play, and Grant's got it right in the goal square. Melbourne didn't touch it. What a terrific passage of play by St Kilda. They've done exceptionally well.
David Grant, he's only a matter of 10 metres out. He's kicked 2 goals already. He won't have any trouble, I would imagine, kicking his 3rd. Lines them up, pops them through. St Kilda kicked their 7th goal, their first for the quarter. They moved to 7 goals 4, 46. They're 21 points ahead of Melbourne, who are 4-1-25 on the Pro Football scoreboard at the 8-minute mark here at Moorabbin.
The best passage of play all day. Melbourne literally did not touch the ball from the time it left the goal square at one end of the ground to the other. Terrific play by St Kilda, and as I said before, they certainly look the goods today.
Peter Cameron with the ball back in the centre of the ground. Alistair Ford doing a fair job against Peter Moore. Neither really dominating play. On a day like this, you would expect the smaller players, the crumb gatherers. Almost said the clum gatherers. Ball down to Narkle. Narkle up forward, taps it on. St Kilda through Mace. Cronin again, who's been in everything in this quarter, tries to get it out. The umpire will come in and bounce. About 55 metres out, a slight angle. Just out of kicking range on a day like today. No one gets the ball down that time.
Kick off the ground for Melbourne. St Kilda, oh, nice pick up.
Witty it was with a hand pass. It's a beautiful hand pass.
Cronin.
I think it shocked Phil Cronin.
Oh, they're all in there. It's pretty rugged play out there. It's pretty strong.
Very willing indeed.
Ball up by Peter Cameron. Throws the ball up. Forward and Moore. Moore gets the knockout. Goes wide. Another knock on by Melbourne. Whitty's there. Goes to no one in particular. So I can't pick the St Kilda player out.
They're
Melbourne
very hard with the mud all over the numbers.
A quick kick back by St Kilda.
Oh, good pick-up. Barker in there too.
Yeah.
Narkle's unloaded. The umpire lets play just roll along in the mud here at St Kilda. It's Nixon with a hand pass across to Phil Narkle. Narkle a matter of 25 metres out. Slams it through. They've kicked their 8. The Saints are loving it. 12 losses in a row. And St Kilda 8 goals for 52. Melbourne 4 goals 1, 25. We've been playing 11 minutes into this second quarter in the pro football match of the day between the Southern Saints and the Demons here at Moorabbin. A crowd of no more than 8 to 10,000, I would imagine, seeing the Saints on their way to what they hope will be their first win of the season. Good piece of play then by Phil Narkle, who brought up his second goal. Very cool. The Saints looking better in nearly every department. Forward gets the tap down to Gotch. Gotch on his wrong foot, looking for Barker. Barker there against O'Sullivan. Dives on the ball, gets the hand pass out to Healy. Been quiet. Healy, long torpedo, but Robbie Elphingston drops the mark. Slides it back towards the centre. There's a free kick further downfield. Brian Wilson back on the ground for Melbourne. Alistair Ford.
Not a very good kick at all. Off the side of the boot and take a Melbourne mark.
I've been impressed by White so far. I thought he's done a very good job.
Done quite well.
Wilson pushes his opponent out. Whitty it is. Tapped it on. I've been impressed with Whitty too. I reckon he's played a terrific game so far.
Good place in Kilda.
And there's a good mark taken again down there by White.
Grinter's got it on the wing. He's looking upfield. Dummies. And then a poor kick goes long.
Withers. Can't pick it up. Tripp. Take the free kick. St Kilda fans don't like that at all. Right in front of the St Kilda members stand. Those white shorts won't stay white for very long on a day like this. Mark Withers. Left foot kick in towards full forward. Richards is pushed out. They see the free kick. And the Rhino, Russell Richards, will take the free kick. He's a matter of 20 metres out. Slightest of angles. Big Russ, he just goes right through all the time.
Yeah, he's another strong player. Again,
you played on him?
No, I haven't actually. It's pretty quick too. Pretty quick.
A tear away. Russell Richards.
Shouldn't miss from there.
No, and doesn't. Melbourne's fifth. They're 5-1-31. St Kilda 8-4-52. That free kick, it was quite obvious then that Richards was pushed out of the way. Silly thing to do up forward, but on a day like today, mistakes will be made. It's only a matter of trying to minimise them. 21 points the difference, 13 minutes gone in the second quarter. The sun out here at Moorabbin. Not a very big crowd, but the Saints fans are really enjoying what they're watching. Alistair Ford against Moore. Good bounce that time by umpire Castle. It's Ford who gets the knock again. Campbell. White can't quite grab it. He's in there again. So too is Lockett. The umpire will bounce.
Moore gets the knockout. It's on the ground. A quick kick out by Healy out to the boundary line. Cunningham's the only... slips over at the wrong time but gets the free kick. A little bit fortunate there possibly.
I think Stephen's stretch was quite intent on making sure that he was feeling uncomfortable on that occasion, Cunningham, rather than doing something.
Frawley's got an easy mark.
And Danny Frawley down forward has been a key player.
Done very well.
Frawley looks for the pass. Lockett down there. Massive players. The umpire's pulled out a free kick. Melbourne player not feeling all that good at the moment. Looks like Stephen Stretch from the distance. Ball will probably be taken by a teammate. Yates. Good try then by Lyon. He backs up well, dives on the ball, and Peter Cameron will come in and bounce. Scrappy football. You can't expect much more after an inch of rain has fallen on the ground, and we had showers just before the game started, as well as a little pre-game brawl involving all the players. Tunnel ball out there.
Ball. Another ball up by umpire Peter Cameron.
Barry Grinter on the bottom of everything. Throws the ball up. Moore gets the tap this time. Burns in there. Can't pick it up. Runs around and another throw in. "21 points the difference. Ford and Moore bustling in the ruck. Towards the boundary line, another throw in. Woody more comfortable up here than down on the ground?
Yes, much more comfortable.
Moore and Ford again. Ford gets the tap. Burns can't quite hold it, but Cronin recovers well. He's grabbed high.
Oh, could have been
dropping the ball. Holding the man, says the umpire. It'll be a Melbourne free. Let's hurry it up. Alan Jarrett, been a very dogged competitor with North Melbourne and Melbourne over the years. Newport drops the ball. It was a sitter. Bounced right off the chest. Gotch in there.
Gotch again, a bit high.
High. That one hurt. Umpire Castle gives it to Bradley Gotch.
Played very well so far, Gotch.
St Kilda's smaller players, Gotch, Narkle, Cronin, have been very constructive. Could well have been a push. The umpire lets things go.
Nice sidestep.
Oh, the bounce. Very, very game indeed. Oh, and another one.
One too many.
Oh, well. Looking for Richards. Withers in there.
Good pickup.
Was a good clean pickup with that slippery ball. Coming out now. McConville gets the hand pass across to Nixon.
Up to the half-forward line. Frawley. Ford's got it. Now
White again. Good play by White over to Yates. He cops one. The umpire. Now Peter Cameron has seen the incident behind him.
I think he paid the advantage rule, and then unfortunately the Melbourne player stopped, and of course it was then play on.
But Sean White was absolutely flattened. It's Newport who gets the ball around, swings it around. We've got Lockett on the ball, warming him up a little. Been very quiet down there. Jarrett to O'Sullivan, back to Jarrett. Jarrett on the left foot, kicks it wide, and the mark taken out here by Gary Lyon.
It was a good pass from Jarrett.
That's a nice looking kick by Lyon too, looking for Peter Moore.
The St Kilda defence.
Withers again, struggling. The umpire will bounce. Gosh, it's been a tough game out here. St Kilda looked far better so far. They're 8-4, Melbourne 5-1. Peter Moore in against Lockett, who's having a run on the ball. It's Elphingston who comes out with it. The Eel slithers through, gets the kick in towards centre half forward. Frawley's underneath it, takes the good safe mark at centre half forward. The hand pass is on to Burns. Burns with a hand pass back to Manning. Manning lines up from 50 metres out. He's looking for Grant. Grant can't mark it. Ball tapped towards the boundary line and through for a behind. 22 points the margin. We've been playing 18 minutes. Second quarter on the Pro Football match of the day here at Moorabbin. Short pass. Shocker. Barker gets it out. Stretch. The hand pass to Withers. Best thing Melbourne have done for quite a while, to Bailey. Bailey looking for Lyon or Richards, and he takes Lyon.
Good strong mark by Lyon. He could play on there to Richards, but no. He's going to go on.
Copped one in the head again. He copped one before. He'll have a headache tomorrow. It's a lovely looking torpedo from Lyon. It's slightly offline. Healy watches it go over his head, and it's out of bounds on the full. Probably the longest kick we've seen of the day so far.
Yes, it was a good kick.
We're waiting now while John Collins brings the ball back into play from the back pocket. Outer side of the ground, goes wide. Looked like a pretty good attempt at a mark there. And the umpire has paid the free to Mark Gamble. Gamble goes in towards the centre of the ground. He'll be looking for Greg Burns, who's been another of St Kilda's very good players in this match. as they aim for their first win of the season. He's looking for Barker. Barker uses his body superbly, backs into White, then gets the hand pass over to Cronin. They'll go wide to Cunningham. Cunningham gets away from Moore. Joffa looking for the pass. He'll play on, will he?
Goes long. Forward goes to the mark. It's punched away. Forward has it again. Scrambly play on the boot from Cronin. It's a poor kick. That's O'Sullivan out there on his own. He should handball over. He dummies on the left foot into the centre. Who's he going for?
Jarrett.
Jarrett
Bustled out of the way then by Elphingston. It's Healy who comes through with the ball. Been a disappointing game for Greg Healy so far. The Saints back into attack this time through Collins, and a safe mark taken down there by Nigel Cole. Cole, who's had the job of looking after David Grant today. Grant kicking 3 goals. This time the boot's on the other foot. Cole kicks it out towards the wing position, where it's taken by Alan Jarrett. Jarrett has the chance to handball. He's a beautiful handball. Won a couple of World of Sport handball contests over the years, and that's a nice pass. Brian Wilson back on the ground after taking a very heavy knock in the first quarter. Usually a lovely pass. That one not so lovely. Manning with the ball after McConville intercepted. He goes wide. Safe St Kilda mark.
Locker. Oh, could have been a bit of a nudge, but umpire says play on. Burns has got it. Goes wide to Gotch. Oh, and he's dropped it. Play on, says the umpire. Could have been a free kick. Yes, Melbourne's free kick to Lyon. So he plays on out to Melbourne. Goes to handball over the top.
That's Yates well by the cleared. Look of it.
Richards over the back, but Lockett's too tall for him at the front. And it's a St Kilda free kick.
Pushing the back, going to the Saints. Going to Peter McConville. Gets the hand pass out straight away. Back to McConville. Nothing gained. McConville usually a pretty good kick too. Cunningham in towards the centre of the ground. He's looking for his mate Burnsy.
Great kick. Burns plays on.
His hand pass is intercepted, but look at that. Fights back well, gets the ball. Narkle runs through and does the shepherding. Swarm of Melbourne players out there. It's come out to Paul Payne. Payne finds his teammate down there in Stephen Stretch. Is it Stretch or Grinter?
Oh, it's not
a bit hard to pick up with those numbers obscured and from our viewpoint.
Oh, Lockett over the back, couldn't take the mark. Should have gone to punch really from that position.
Went through like a flying steamroller.
I wouldn't like to be in front of him either. He's a big boy.
I'd hate to be fighting for a meat pie with him. Ball down 40 metres out from goal. Peter Moore in there. O'Sullivan.
Gotch chips in.
But it's Cunningham who comes out with the ball, looking for his mate out there. I think it might be Nixon. Nixon chips it around towards the St Kilda, it's the wing position.
Towards Frawley. They're all fighting for it.
And White. They're having a few words there. And Danny Frawley's been very, very impressive so far today. Very solid player. Peter Cameron puts the ball up in the air. Tapped towards the boundary line by White, who I personally think has been one of Melbourne's 2 or 3 very best or very good players.
Moore and Frawley in the ruck. But that's Lyon who takes the knockout. Moore picks it up, tries to break clears, caught. And it'll be St Kilda's free kick. Barker's got the ball.
Often tries to do a bit much, Peter Moore.
Good pass to Narkle. He's got his plate on. Maybe he shouldn't have, but he's clear now.
Clever
on the left foot out to Burns, centre forward position. A good pass. Burns should get to move the ball on pretty quickly. And a good pass.
Manning, I'd say that is. Wait till we get up. Andrew Manning is about 25 metres out, and it's been play like that that's marked St Kilda's game so far. When they've got the ball 50 to 60 metres out, they've looked for the player and generally found him, and they've kicked 8 goals, 5, and they lead Melbourne by 22 points. And Melbourne been more inclined to just slather away at goal. Kicked a couple along the ground, but generally been pretty disappointing. Andrew Manning, 35 to 40 metres out. Just over the top, sneaks through for the 9th. And a good goal. Started by Greg Burns and finished by Andrew Manning. 24 minutes gone in the pro football match of the day here at Moorabbin. St Kilda 9-5, Melbourne 5-1. The margin 28 points, and the Saints on target for their first win of the season. And game number 13 isn't an unlucky one, Woody.
Yes, and don't the St Kilda crowd love it.
Very quiet, the outer. Not a big crowd over there today. Umpire Castle puts the ball down. Peter Moore underneath it, gets the tap. Burns running through. Cronin, Cunningham, Mace, and that little gathering of players have been very much responsible for St Kilda's position at the moment. Here's the St Kilda hero, Trevor Barker. The hand pass across to Nixon. Another hand pass onto Narkle. Chain of hand passes gets onto Gotch. He's collared, pulled back into play by Narkle. You don't see that too often. That's good play. Lockett in there. Keeps the ball in play, uses his weight to bullock through. Burns can't pick it up. He's pulled to the ground. The umpire says, I'll bounce.
Burns playing for the free kick there, but the umpire not falling for his tricks.
When Burns fires, St Kilda generally fire. 20 metres out from goal, Tony Lockett in there doing the work with Peter Moore. Moore gets it down to Jarrett, who can't hold the ball, and the ball goes over the boundary line. Into time on in the second quarter, and the Saints a pretty good quarter. They've kicked 3 goals, 1. Melbourne have kicked 1 goal, 1. The wind not really favouring either side. Rushed through for a behind to St Kilda, and that makes the margin now 29 points. Yates it is who will bring the ball back into play, and a good looking kick out wide, looking for Peter Moore, who marks. Plays on. Who will he kick it to? He's looking for Withers in the front position. Could be holding the man there, and that's the way Cameron sees it. Half-back flank for the Saints. In towards the centre of the ground now. Cunningham in the front position. Can't quite mark it. High. Newport it is who comes out with it. Cunningham still trying desperately. Out towards Bailey. It's Collins over the boundary line for a throw-in.
That was a courageous attempt at mark by Cunningham there. He backed into the pack.
Peter Moore tries to get the ball out. Newport. St Kilda through forward. Cronin in there.
Still in play. Cronin's got it, handballs it out. Collins that was, and could be a free kick, a trip.
And it's going
that's
to
to Healy.
Oh,
he trips
Healy.
over again.
That's called tripping over your own shadow. There's the half-time siren. And at half-time on the Pro Football scoreboard, the Southern Saints, St Kilda, 9 goals, 660, lead Melbourne, 5 goals, 131, 29 points the margin. Brian Wood and Stephen Phillips back in a moment.